fight against eXceL despite dropping this one 3-1. This is actually the only game type that we're going to see throughout this broadcast today that was played last week. So this is the only game type we really have Pro League data on. We're actually going to start this one off with the best player in Europe, Brandon Stones, also known as respectful, actually holds the highest KDA in the league right now, 3.32, also the highest KD. So watch out for this man doing slaying work, and you can see Shady right there just goes down straight away.
I mean, usually you see a 360 no-scope, but not a 360 no-stick, random stick, just straight on his body. Will he go down? No, he will not. He'll clean up Zert as well as he comes spawning off of the elbow. Moving in to support his teammate Moz. His, without a doubt, his duo unfortunately has overextended just a little bit too much. I think Moz just kind of backed off for a second. We'll see Riots coming in with rockets here on the snipe side as well, Harry.
Yeah, and he's lost a life. So his objective right here, try and get the first kill here for his teammates to come off of the respawn and make things a little bit easier for them. Fair enough, he gives up rockets right there, but if that player goes down, who is no shields, I believe that's going to be Shady, and he does go down. That was actually a very well played kind of passage of play there from Riots, because all his teammates went down. He still had control of the sniper tower. Getting that first kill makes it so much easier for his 3 teammates coming off the respawn, and as a result, the pressure here is still in favor of the lads. It looks as if it's going to be exceL here trying to bounce back.
Finally, we did see Lunny go down, and now the sniper rifle will transfer into Morgar. Watching that kill feed, and we even saw the bullets where they were, kind of coming from. Lunny was constantly in that cave, Harry, just peppering people. He got about 2, maybe even 3 kills, just hanging around in that cave side, not really letting exceL out of the base. Now we've got Morgar with the sniper, whiffs one, needs to finish off that kill, looking for his teammate to step in there. It is reserved, so Lunny will go down. Riots and respectful, they're going to answer back, so number advantage here in the hands of lads. But no one's really challenging him. Oh, saying that, speak of the devil, Riots comes round, so see you later, my friend. That sniper rifle is now all mine, baby.
That one shot that Morgar kind of missed, you could see he kind of snapped at it, didn't quite connect with it. That really gave away his position, and as a result, kind of gave up the goose for exceL right there. He was taken down by Riots, and now if Riots can get the hands on this sniper, which it looks like he's going to be able to, this could be honestly kind of a troublesome situation here for exceL. We saw last week against eXceL, they really had a troublesome time trying to hang on to the power weapons. eXceL did a really good job of controlling them, and it looks like the same kind of thing is happening against the lads right here. You can see Russ the sniper, he had the rockets earlier on in the game, although those actually are now in the hands of Morgar. So watch out for that going forwards. exceL so far not been impressed with their power weapon control, but like we said, Morgar's just grabbed those, and it's going to be Morgar with the rockets, excuse me, but Riot still has with this sniper, and if you can keep tagging players and essentially try and find Morgar right here, who is hanging around bottom middle, and there we go, it's Riot to take him down. That's another power weapon out of the hands of Team exceL.
So they'll clear out the house, which allows Brandon Respectful to move across. Fresh rockets in the pocket as well, excuse me, has used one. Will he go down? Yes, he will indeed. Doesn't get the fire off. So those rockets now will transfer back into the hands of Shady, and just as quickly as he gets them, we'll see them move back into the hands of the lads. Lunny, been a bit of an anchor here, just moving up on this sniper side. Jumps onto the pyramid, we'll see one. Can he get him off? Bye-bye, see you later, Morgar. He's off. Here's a double kill as well if he can hit the shot, but Warlord says no.
Yeah, that was very nice shots there from Warlord, actually, because he actually has the highest accuracy on his team right now. He has 58% accuracy in Pro League play. Shout out to Halo Data, by the way, giving us all these interesting and cool factoids. But back to the man with the highest KDA in the league and also the highest KD. He's just picked himself up a double, and that's going to allow his team to push into the base right here. You can see he has Lunny above him. Moz is also chiming in with Magnum shots as well. This is a really good position for lads to start formulating a push as they continue to put pressure on the exceL team right here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a flag run happening very soon.
If it's one thing that I mean, he's going to obviously prove me wrong now, but the issue that I find with Brandon Stones is, and I keep saying his name, excuse me, because what he sometimes gamer tag is, but when you look at Respectful's point of view, he's just so damn hard to kill. You know, quite easily sneak away and then just be a nuisance, kind of hang around, annoy people, put shots into people, but we see him with this huge KDA, all these huge amount of kills in his back pocket, but also it's the low amount of deaths, Harry. It's how he stays alive and then formulates to get even more kills. And if people just learn to shut him down, he's not going to be a problem, but that is easier said than done.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're speaking, though, Rice is the man to pull the first flag. He doesn't have numbers at the moment, though. That's why you're seeing him kind of throw that flag out. With that first kill from Respectful right there, wouldn't be surprised to see the lads actually try and formulate another flag run, start relaying that flag. But again, it's good power weapon control here, actually, from Team exceL. This is something they didn't do so well against eXceL last week. Now they're actually starting to get these rockets, convert them into kills. You can see the success they're having here against the lads. So Very nice stuff from Morga, controlling the rockets and also converting them into kills as well. That's something they lacked last week, and looks like they're trying to amend that this week.
Well, taking a look on the kill feed at the moment, numbers advantage in the hands of the lads. A couple of them coming off the respawn though. Lunny's moving up as well, and instantly Warlord just cracks his neck and sees him fall. Over here on Snipe side, Mose comes down as well, just checking and making sure no one is hidden in grass or inside the cave. We're going to see Max, aka Riot's, moving it towards the cave side, which usually you see him kind of go out the window unless they do have some support. He didn't have that level of support. He obviously knew some more information than what we did, which forced him that way. Easy return then from Warlord. Now looking onwards, three outlines on his screen. Harry, where does he go with this one?
Honestly, I'm very surprised from the lads so far. It looks like they're just trying to desperate flags. I mean, you see Respectful right there. He's already in exceL's window, and what's very surprising is the fact that so far they're getting the kills, but they're not straight into the base, right? You remember the old Fabi squad. As soon as they got that first kill, as soon as they got a couple of slays on the board, they were immediately in a position to run the flag. So far from the lads, it's not been anything like that. We can see Zer here already putting pressure on the enemy base, but looks like it's happening with both teams, really. Both teams really struggling to get into the game so far. I mean, we've got, what, just under 6 minutes left in the game. This game's been going on for a while. Lovely no-scope there, close range from Morga, but again, it's very scrappy so far, and neither team really had a stranglehold on this game so far. Riot's had the rockets, he was taken down, and for a brief moment right there, it was actually 4 down for the lads.
Well, he's in a fantastic spot, but unfortunately looks away at just the wrong time. The story of every single Halo, you're scoping in, and the second you look away, someone comes walking around the corner. He's got to be careful of Mose, though. Mose knows where he's going to be, so somebody needs to take out that player on that team. Otherwise, he could be a problem. Now he's shown himself. He's got the rockets that could be a big kill. He's got a player down there who's not actually assisting him. Now, it's a tiny bit disappointing because, look, he's still alive. Morga has to come back and deal with it. It would have been a better scenario if Morga could have been left alone to do his own thing. His teammate cleaned up that kill. Now he's forced back for a second. The most disgusting snapshot again. That's the second one in pretty much in a row for Morga. Can he find a third? No, he cannot. There is one player there. Goes for it a second time, unfortunately doesn't find it. Now he's going to be finally taken down, though. That sniper rifle will transfer into the hands of Mose, and here comes a push.
Yeah, a push comes, but you can see exceL here are kind of going back to their old tried and tested. I remember a scrim result where they actually beat, I believe it was Team Infused on this game type, and despite Infused outslaying them, exceL were able to come out with the win. Look at 2 down here actually from the lads, so good slaying coming in around Warlord right here, and this really should be 1-0, and I think it's going to be here for Team exceL, and honestly, very important that they win this game. Looking at scrim results for the rest of the game types in this series, they definitely favor the lads, so very important here that exceL take game number 1, and you can see now they're starting to get into a bit of a rhythm. They're starting to put flag runs together.
Yep, both teams are going to pull one. We will see Riot's take out Warlord, end his run over here inside the maze. Moses just preempt him where this flag's going to be traveling. Will he get the beat down? Yes, he does. Doesn't get a second one, unfortunately. He comes through with the flag, smacks him down. He's going to die. Riot's comes in with a double. We'll also respectful with one. Now they answer back. Stealth cap. The medal pops up, Harry. So while all this has been going on, all this individual battling, you've just had Lunny, goes into the enemy base and is allowed to transfer it across. Stick it in the back of the net. We're all tied up.
So while exceL were trying to get a little bit greedy, got a little bit overconfident, Lunny just kind of snuck around the back door and pulled the flag and just allowed his team to slay around him. Morga with 2 there will start to swing the momentum back into the hands of Shady and Team exceL. And again, the first kill here is going to be important because once again it's going to be respectful around the backside of Team exceL. So very important that Shady gets that kill, but now the numbers advantage and the flag is in the hands of the lads, and this honestly could be 2-1 right here if exceL aren't careful.
Big one-on-one. That's going to go in the hands of Respectful. That flag is pretty much sealed. There you have it. That'll be 2-1. One player comes in, scoops it up. Close call medal comes in, as Respectful we mentioned earlier on, stays alive. Might need to learn a little bit more to use that carbine, as he almost missed a few. But he got the kill, never mind those.
You've got to teach that rocket lesson. Okay?
Yeah?
It's a big smack talker on this map. You've got to shut him down, otherwise...
Give you some grief. Allowing... How disgusting is it to allow your enemies to hide behind there?
I know.
It's terrible work.
Terrible, but...
So biased.
This is kind of a mirror of exceL's first capture, but they have to make sure they get the kills as they did the first time round. Warlord pulling the flag again around the back of the enemy team. So there actually doesn't get traded off, does in the end, but once again it's going to be Warlord moving this flag. So I believe the flag is out for Team exceL. In fact, it's almost halfway recup, so if they can just hop on that return, this is going to be 2-2. Next capture wins in this game.
Sneaky Stu. Go on, Warlord. Gets a second one for his team, moves up onto elbow, and as we can see on the player outline, so we're getting this information. Nobody's there. Look at that perfect timing. Scoops up the rockets. Now he's going to move back over to snipe side. Clearly he's got some information that his team needs some help to clear out some of these Spartans that are hanging around here. Harry, any initial thoughts on this?
Yeah.
I've gone a little bit quiet for a second.
We spoke about the timing of Warlord grabbing those rockets. It was actually Riot's who grabbed the last set of rockets and really helped the lads get their 2 flag captures on the board. That double that he got at Sniper Tower over towards the enemy team's base, that really helped fashion that run. And we still have Zer with the sniper. You can see in the kill feed, he's just picked himself up a kill. And look at Shady with the disrespect on Respectful. That's going to give him a little bit of confidence going forward into the last minute 20 of this game. Don't forget, if we are tied when that timer goes down, we'll be going into overtime as well. So, yeah, around 4 minutes left in this game, realistically speaking. But again, it's exceL with the rockets, and we saw the damage that the lads did with them last time round. So let's see if exceL can kind of replicate that.
Shady shooting Respectful's body. What a time to be alive. What a Pro League we live in.
Welcome to Pro League.
Welcome to European Pro League. One goes flying off the map. You can see there, trade for trade going down. 1, 2, 3, 4 members across the entire team. They will all fall. Flag's going to be on the move. Warlord's there to stop that with some help with Morga up on... Oh, random beatdown though. Where the hell's this play? I think that was in mid-air. I actually think they met up in mid-air, beat him down, took him down. Flag will get returns. That's the most important thing. 40 seconds remaining. Potential overtime.
Yeah, shame there for Morga. I don't think he quite spotted the player that was behind him on elbow. That's going to be Respectful. And they were trying to do the same thing. Grab the first kill and try and move that flag, as Warlord has done twice so far this game. Twice has paid off for Team exceL. But look at these shots. Look at the damage put down from Respectful. He goes down without a single kill, but if his teammates are able to clean those up, then those are very important shots being put down from him. But yeah, it was unfortunate for Morga there. Player just behind him. Again, that new radar just, you know, doesn't give you all the information. You have to make some kind of decision yourself. And Riot's is just having fun right now, man. Ground pounding people. This is fun to watch. This is a good game so far.
3 minutes is added to the clock as we drop down to the time, and we're all tied up to a piece. Next flag cap will win. But one team, they've got to grab a flag and they've got to deliver it to their home base in 3 minutes' time. Otherwise, we go to a full replay. And this, ladies and gentlemen, could be a very long night. If they get this kill on Shady, that's going to be huge. Someone needs to get a touch on it soon, though. Fair enough, they're trying to stay alive. That's Riot's the last one to do the damage. Can he get a touch? Yes, he can. So, no, he cannot. I'm talking rubbish. He went the other way, tried to stay alive, went into K. Fair enough, he is still alive. Potentially the better player there. Do you think he should have gone for it, Harry?
Well,
they didn't to be sparring over at elbow.
They did, but they were also straight lining the basement, and I think they kind of had a sight line on where that flag was. So Riot's there, elected, uses a bit of veteran decision making and just allows himself to stay alive, allows his team to push up on him. And now look, they're using that one play from Riot's to stay alive as a springboard. The flag, to be fair, has been stopped early from exceL, and that's something that they didn't do during the lads' first 2 flag runs, and as a result, it kind of cost them captures. So a little mid-game adjustment right here from exceL. They're kind of identifying that what the lads want to do is pull that flag early, and as long as they get that early kill, they're going to be just fine. And now we can see Warlord actually pushing forward, and it's 3 down from the lads. So, a bit of a miss slide right there from
Clip the
Warlord.
wall, didn't he?
Yeah, just about clipped the wall. And fair enough, Respectful was already in there defending his own flag, but if he hits that slide, maybe he might just throw off Respectful a little bit there. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, could have grabbed it and thrust back, which is what we see a lot of players doing. Try and get it out in the open, get it off the bridge, get it down into grass, or, you know, at least just get it moving. Respectful will transverse behind him. Can he pick his double? A couple of windy shots coming out of Respectful tonight. Does not grab the triple. That player comes down. Rains holy hell with the BR. Finishes him off. Lunny goes in for a bit of a desperate there. Should have waited a few more seconds. It's easy for us to judge here, but Harry mentioned before about keeping those numbers and keeping an eye on when you're alive and when your teammates and when your last man alive in there with no shield. Might as well try and stay alive and see what we can do.
Yeah, it kind of just goes to show both these teams' playstyle. It is that kind of sneak around the back end and try and pull the flag and catch the other team by surprise. We swapped to Lunny's point of view. He was in the exceL base, but once again, he was kind of found out. Like you said, maybe could have been a little bit more patient, waited for the first kill, and maybe they could have made that flag run happen. But just 40 seconds left. It looks like it's the lads with pressure at the moment. Lunny with 2 in the kill feed. The last 2 alive here for exceL are in the flag, and this is a danger. If this player goes down right here, oh, he stays alive. Zer, that's a huge play, actually. I was going to say, if he goes down, his teammates are on stilted respawns, and that really could have been a capture for the lads if that flag run happens, but xer, they're staying alive, really saves the game for his team.
Well, this looks like it's going to be a full replay. They've got 14 seconds to grab that. I don't think it's going to be happening whatsoever. We'll be seeing lads flooding from elbows. They all spawn there. You know what? He's definitely got... Oh, good.
Is there a chance?
There was no chance until he actually clip that side there. 1 second, counts it down, and there you have it. We are going into a full replay. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 1 of week 2 is all drawn up. We'll take a look at the stats in a second to see how they play out and see if that kind of designates anything from what we saw in that last game, but...
It's going to be a long night.
It's going to be a long night. Especially this next game. Oh.
Gonna be a long night.
Ooh.
40 bomb.
I enjoy kills, do you?
From Brandon Stones, the highest KD, the highest KDA in the league. This man is statting. 40 kills, 19 assists, that's almost 60 kills he's contributed towards.
So let's just... This is kind of where stats don't tell the exact story. Look at Warlord, 18 and 30, both flags.
He was the reason they got 2 flag
Objective.
captures. So, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right to point that out. Fair enough, only 18 kills in about a 15-minute game, 15 minutes and 20 seconds. That's, you know, it's not the greatest slaying output per minute, but again, that's the reason they went to overtime. He's the sole reason. Those 2 sneaky flag pulls behind the lads really kind of just forces this into a replay. So thanks a lot, Warlord. You sacrificed your stats for the team.
Well, they sacrificed it for a good show. I think we're probably already having a longer series than any of the series we saw last week, so there you go. I don't think we'll be seeing clean sweep 4-0s throughout the entirety of the game last night. I were expecting a ground pound, but you know what? Respectful says no. The beatdown's small enough. What a grenade, though. What a perfectly timed grenade. Tags up that player, looking for his teammate to finish it off. That'll be Lunny coming in. Will dodge the initial bullet coming out of Shady, force him back down as well. Grenades are going to go down, so even getting hit markers on there. No one's stupid enough to follow. Find some free rockets. Does need to get those reloaded, I believe, as one player also has Snipe. So Snipe and rockets over on the side now of exceL. It's whether or not they can put these toys to good use.
Yeah, and it was the lads who did not put them into good use because it was Riots with the rockets at the start of the game, and Moz had the sniper that Morga actually took off of him. So again, we're just looking for these players to convert these into kills. Something that exceL did in the first game is that they were able to convert them into kills. It was actually xer there with 3 in a row. He finally goes down to the hands of Lunny. Now, if Morga can push in and work with his team, they also have Stu. That's going to be Warlord flanking around the outside. So I actually want to swap off of Morga's POV right there to see Warlord, because he's going to be the key player as Morga's traded off. So that kill on Respectful, he is the last alive. He is no shield, but Warlord, once again, is able to move this flag.
That's a cracking jump.
I really like the direct run because he identified the players were coming off the respawn, and there we go. Perfect flag run once again from Warlord. That's 3 flag caps in the last 2 games, essentially based off of this man's play.
What a cracking run. And more importantly, what a perfect time for a teammate to be there to pick it up, scoop it up, while he's getting drilled in the back, and to then make sure it goes in.
Absolutely.
Key perfect teamwork.
Yeah, key perfect teamwork and key decision-making from Warlord, because we have the benefit of it in the observer mode. We can see the players' respawn timers as they're ticking down. 3 of the lads all spawn at once while Warlord was still around the window. So he identified his game sense. It was ticking in his mind, hey, we got these slays around this time. They're going to be coming off the respawn. I have to run this a little bit more direct. So important he did so, and that's 1-0 to Team exceL right there.
Potentially as well, looking at the kill feed, I may have just seen Morga grab himself a triple kill as well, going off on the defensive. So Pete here moving down through the maze, and unfortunately gets a little bit too aggressive. Could have backed off for a second and just stayed alive. He will sacrifice himself and give away an easy death. We'll see an ongoing battle from Shady, and I wanted to mention this before, but I'll kind of mention it now, Harry. You've just, you know, still to these people, it's a different team, but it's still Lunny, it's still Riots, it's still Moz, it's still Respectful.
No.
Speaking of the man of the hour.
Yeah, that's the radar coming into play.
But it's fair enough. It's all drawn up from an exceL POV. You've been giving these guys as good as you're getting, and you've also forced them into a second replay. This has to give you so much confidence. Being able to beat, draw it up at least 2 players of your back-to-back European Pro League champions. This does have to give you a decent level of confidence.
Yeah, it does, but not when you're handing power weapons left, right, and center into this man's hands. I mean, it was the play with the Rockets, I believe it was there, just didn't check his corner in the maze, and we saw a kill feed Respectful picking up an extra 2 kills as a result of that good fortune and good play from Respectful. Very nice use of the kind of blind spot there in the maze, and now that's really heartbreaking for exceL, because they played it very, very well up until that one small mistake. I'm not saying that's the reason they gave up that flag capture, but jeez, I mean, that was really heartbreaking to give the man a rocket launcher and then him to slay 2 of your teammates and pretty much tie up the game after all the hard work you did to get the first flag capture. Very heartbreaking.
Well, check it off and try again. As you mentioned, we're all drawn up. 8 minutes remaining on the clock. If you are just joining us, welcome along. This is the European HCS Pro League week number 2. This is your first match of the day, but we are into a replay. First game, we saw these 2 teams draw up 2 flags apiece. If Warlock gets this beat down, that'll be fantastic. It'll be a critical kill because it means he's allowed to stay alive with the sniper rifle on 3 bullets in the chamber, but so important. He's in such a great position to stop these 2 players, or at least delay them, Harry, getting into the base, then call them out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was actually harder to miss those no-scopes than to hit them, so I'm not really too sure what was happening right there. Maybe something different happening on Warlord's screen. Maybe, I don't know, something caught his eye out of the corner of his eye. I don't know what happened right there, but yeah, he really should have hit those, and that's a completely different scenario if he does. So fair enough, they're actually slaying quite well right here as they actually have the numbers advantage. And once again, you can kind of see on the observer mode, look at Lunny, he's again got the Flagnum in his hands, and that's something he's been trying to do quite a lot. It'll be interesting to see in the post-game Carnage report, his flag pulls. Respectful, again, another very important 2 kills right there, just defending his own base as Morga goes down and hands the sniper over into the hands of the man we were just talking about, Respectful. Yeah,
we'll trade it off, but as you mentioned, it's a bit of a dangerous trade-off. Only 1 bullet, I suppose. It's not going to be that bad, but I suppose with this man, it only takes 1 bullet to do the damage. He is taken down, though. Now, unfortunately,
this is
yeah, the lads, they're all trapped in that base, Harry.
Yeah, this is so much better. This is what I've been wanting to see out of both teams. A more coordinated push. Yeah, Lunny there using the back base to his advantage, but this flag's still on the move, though. Actually, a good job there by, I believe it was, once again, Respectful, making sure he got the first kill. And now, with that flag run being completely halted, fair enough, he still has 2 exceL players in his base, but he's been allowed to overextend completely for free right here. If he was to run this elbow, that would be a perfect play, but he can't quite read the play as well as we can, as we have the benefit of the player outlines, and as a result, he will go down. So, not too sure where the flag is going to be with Zer, and here we go, the return will come in, and there we go, exceL up 2-1, only 1 flag capture away from taking this very first game of the broadcast.
I mean, credit where credit's due to Lunny. That was a cracking play by him. Good quick decision thinking. He's the last man alive, go to the back of the base, be a nuisance, because then he stopped the flag guy from going out and at least delayed the inevitable. Unfortunately, we now see this situation where they are down. There's a double from Zer, gets a back whack again, unfortunately. That man's ankles keep getting broken time and time again. Riot's is up top as well. Has he noticed where the sniper rifle's going? Moses coming on the defensive, playing a little bit passive. Key kill takes him down, stops that flag moving any further. That sniper, though, I don't believe it has been seen by anyone, so there's a power weapon player just chilling. Zer goes down. Flag's still got a touch, plenty of time on it. But that kind of area there, especially when you got Mose looking at it, this is going to be a dead one.
Yep, it's a dead one. That was a really unfortunate kind of pick up there from Zer, in all honesty. I mean, you could see his intention. He wanted to try and get it as far as possible because he knew he was going to die. But when you throw it down into that kind of trench area, that basically forces your team to get slays before you can even try and touch that flag. Morga around the backside, you can kind of hear, once again, the flag has been touched, and that's going to basically pull resources away from the lads. But Riot's here, looks like he's on a triple, can't quite connect with it though, and the flag hasn't actually been moved that far. Oh my word, Riot's calm down, friend. I know you want this win, but this is borderline illegal. I mean, what he's doing to these boys right now, that's some lovely shots.
You poke the bear, you get the claws, ground pound town, doesn't find a target. Can he get this kill? No, he cannot. Well, it actually gets a trade-off, excuse me. So good trade-off at least. Finally stopped Riot's, because he was going on a riot, causing all sorts of problems. But look at where the flag is. Warlord, sneaky Stu once again, dives in, throws his body at Harry. Not even bothered about dying, as I mentioned before. Doing everything just to get the return and stop them going 2-2 once again. 4 minutes remaining. If exceL hold on for 4 more minutes to get another pull as well, Harry.
Yeah, and they have the slays to go with it too. This is a really good run from Shady, and identifying the situation. His teammates just died at Snipe's side. He's running at Trench. This is absolutely perfect. He might die right here, but he has a player to relay it. I think that's game, in all honesty, and it is. exceL, they take it.
That is huge. exceL eSports taking down the lads in essentially game number 1. Yes, it was a replay. Now, instantly, a couple of things that spring to my mind. Yes. It's not over yet. This is a best of 7.
It's game 1.
It's game 1. Well,
Lads.
game 2? Game 1.2.
We'll roll with it.
We'll go with it. We'll go with that. Now, the thing is, when we speak about that, when we look at these stats in the end, there is obviously only 4 spots allowed into Pro League.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure in the back, the admins will correct me if I'm wrong here, but if it's drawn up, we then start looking at map win percentages.
Yeah, and head-to-heads and such.
That right there is giving them a bigger, and I'm getting confirmation of me here, that is now at least giving them a map against these guys, which is good. The more maps you can get, the higher win percentage you're going to get. Potentially, could be game-changing. There's a lot of weeks to play for, but taking a game from these guys is no easy feat.
And it was one of the matchups I said that if exceL really want to make it to DreamHack, it's one of these series they have to win. They start it off perfectly. They take the first game. That's going to give them confidence going forwards, knowing they can win maps against this team. And it's really going to demoralize, honestly, the lads, because to go to a replay and then lose it, that's not a fun position to be in. I actually want to check out the flag grabs from Lonnie. Yeah, he had most on his team with 3. But we have to give a shout out to Morga. 21 kills, highest Slayer in the game by 3. He really put on some big plays.
Peter wants to go to America.
Yeah, the sole Dutch player in the league.
Really?
Believe. Yeah, the
like
only
that.
Dutch player. I remember back in the days, Lowland Lions, the old school Dutch players.
exceL.
Yeah, they've all petered out.
on.
They've become extinct. He's the lone survivor.
Well,
putting on shows.
Could be the only Dutch man in America if he keeps that one up, to be honest with you. The one thing we haven't mentioned...
Pretty sure there's a few Dutch people in America. You mean Halo players, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You gonna do me like that?
Well, I'm just, you know...
Live on stream?
I mean, I'm just... Whatever.
Come on, bro.
We'll move on.
Do you want firing?
No.
Well, I can't fire because we don't have another caster.
Yeah.
Just a quick one on that one. You will notice our child
He's missing.
is not here. Little update on Mr. Daniel Gaskin. Daniel Gaskin, unfortunately, will not be doing the Pro League any further. Dan has essentially... He's working on a TV series, and unfortunately the times are going to be clashing with the times of the Pro League. Dan is extremely gutted he can't be with us, and so are we, because the TriCast was... It's been amazing. It's been so much fun. I think we speak for both of us. He's going to be extremely missed. He misses Halo. He was looking so forward to coming back and doing this. But it's a bit of an opportunity the guy can't turn down. So make sure you tweet Dan. Wish him the best of luck. Obviously, he's still working here. Nothing that's changed. But he's just moving into the TV side, which is big for Dan. And honestly, best of luck to him. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we're so happy for him. Unfortunately for you guys, he is not the main analyst anymore. I am, so you kind of have to listen to some
I don't think we're doing bad.
I mean, we're doing all right.
I'm
we're
trying
coping.
to talk a bit more rather than shout, scream, and tell you guys at home what you're seeing on screen.
We're coping without him.
We're coping.
But we'll miss him almost definitely. So yeah, back to series though. Regret Slayer. This actually is a kind of a bogey game type for exceL. They've been scrimming a lot. Probably one of the most practiced teams in the league. They have yet to win this game type in scrims. They are 0 and 4 on Regret Slayer. Yes, yet to get a win. Again, we're
Control your OS, boys.
coming back to the statistics here in the Pro League. I would love to use Pro League data, but as I said before, Capture the Flag Coliseum, the only game type we're seeing tonight which has been previously played in the European Pro League. So we really don't have any other kind of data to go on, and
No, give yourself some credit. Everything
Again,
you said last week came true.
It did come true, but again, you have to take scrim results with a pinch of salt because it's just online practice, and every single game of Halo is different. But it is worth knowing, exceL have never won this game type in scrims. So if they take it off the lads right here, wow, we spoke about the last game being a confidence booster. This would be a colossal confidence booster.
Once again, big shout out to Bad Dub and Halo Data Hive for providing all that information we do get. There are many other content creators, website designers, people making tools, using the API, using the statistics, giving us all these tools and all this information to pretty much bring you guys more information. You know, we kind of says it's all about giving you a bit of an overall thing, not just speaking about, look, he's got a gun, look, he's here on the map. We want to look at these stats. We want to look and say, does this mean anything? And you kind of now, obviously, we mentioned we're not going to be doing this TriCast. We're going to try and talk a little bit more about these and break down the game just a bit more, Harry.
So we saw Riots at the start of the game pick up the overshield. I was actually going to give a massive shout out to the lads for identifying the counters to the overshield, right? The only thing they gave up was the plasma caster to Shady, but that's already back in the hands of Respectful. And look at the kind of kill lead at the moment. It's +4, +5, back to +4, but Lunny grabbing the plasma pistol off the start basically means Riot won't be drained of his overshield. Fair enough, Riot didn't put the overshield into the greatest of use, but taking the plasma caster out of the hand of Shady means they have both of the counters to the overshield in their possession. So if Riot puts that to a little bit better use, maybe plays a little bit more aggressive as Lunny's ridiculous shots come back into play. Again, must remind you, highest accuracy on his team, and he's teaming with Mose and Respectful. But if Riot puts that overshield into a little bit more use, we might have even seen an even bigger lead than they have right now. But a 7-kill lead within the first minute and a half of regretSlayer, that's basically putting the enemies back against the wall going into the next overshield.
Double-digit figures here for the lads. Finally, a couple of kills coming on the board. There were a goose floating around somewhere a second ago. I don't know if there's still one in play and on the field. 3-kill deficit here. exceL doing well to bring that one back. Because when you start to get in a hole like that, Harry, it can really begin to whirlwind out of control.
Yeah, it can, but what we just saw there from Shady and the exceL squad, a reason they're not the best at this game type, I've just kind of identified right there. They pushed into red very, very quickly, and only one of the lad spawners actually had appeared in red. So by pushing that one spawner, you get a +1, but the rest of the enemy team spawn at the other base where you're not collapsing on. So yeah, they're maybe collapsing a little bit too early when they have the control onto the enemy team's base, but check it out, it's all tied up, and Morga grabbed the next overshield despite them not getting the first one. So yeah, exceL playing this actually very, very well despite collapsing on the bases a little bit too early. Something to look out for in the future.
And despite being down 10-3 at the start and losing that first initial OS, 15-3, now got a 2-kill lead. Sneaky Bran! Sneaky Bran! What a job to take down the OS guy. Shows him up completely. Does get caught on the wall, unfortunately, and he will drop. Double kill comes out of Shady just before he falls as well. 16-17, still this 1-kill lead. Make that 2 here for exceL. 9 minutes remaining on the clock. Now a few trades back and back, but they're always keeping this, you know, keeping this one high. And it's one kind of thing that I'm personally seeing, at least from exceL, especially when you look on the player outlines, Harry. They are working in duos. And it's very rare that we see, as you can see again, one's pushing through top mid while another one comes in, but that don't mean jack, as 1, 2, 3 members of exceL, their bodies hit the floor.
Yeah, as 3 players go down from exceL, it's time to see if the lads actually know how to allow them to spawn in red. You can see they didn't collapse into red immediately. They waited. They allowed all of the spawners to be basically, you know, spawning up in that base. And now look, they've got them all trapped. They can all be weak, and now that allows players like Mose to push in, clean up the mess, and now look at the lead they've basically escalated into. It's a 3-kill lead, and if that last player at red gets taken down, that's going to be a 4-kill lead as well. And immediately Riot isn't pushing in. He isn't putting pressure on this base. He's waiting, and that's exactly how you should play regretSlayer. Very well played from the lads, and with the next overshield coming up in around 10 or so seconds, it's really up to exceL right now to push out of this base, fight out of this base, and make sure they get kills so they can push out for the next overshield.
Clean up the mess. I just had images of Siren uses this gif whenever there's like trash on the forums. They always post this picture of this blood just sweeping up. Just imagine Brand just walking in with his broom, just pushing people out. And as you mentioned, cleans up the mess indeed. They're now in the lead by 2. Can they make it 3? No, they can't. That's changed down to 1.
Bran just back smacked the overshield dude, and he's going for 2 in a row. Oh my, this man is a one-man wrecking machine. That's a huge play. It's a game-swinging play right there, because exceL looked like they were on the warpath. They just grabbed the overshield.
Oh my God.
And Respectful is just carrying his team through this game with big plays. He just took out Warlord. That's another +1. And instead of being down in this game, having to fight an overshield guy, they now have exceL trapped in the base. They have a 6-kill lead, and the overshield is a non-factor, all because of this man. Absolutely critical plays.
Incredible, incredible stuff.
Oh my.
And there's a perfect killing spree
watch
as
this
well.
man every single game, please. He's just a beast, man.
I saw you getting carried by him the day in arena.
I got up to Onyx 1700.
You did 4 and 13, and he carried your ass.
I wasn't even trying.
Give
so,
over.
Well,
Give over. Wonder Brand, look at you wannabe.
I was in autopilot.
You're a wannabe. 29,
copied
36.
his hair and everything, okay? I just want to be
You don't
like
want to copy his hair. Don't ever copy his hair. 29, 36, I mentioned. Looking at Zer's POV, catches 2, is forced back. Teammate that at least comes in the form of Morga will clean him up as well. Respectful find. Shady Morga also finds Linus. That's 2 in a row for him. Moves up on the seawall, just checking if anyone's spawning in that base. Now we'll move inwards. When you move into a base, Harry, like that, what does it kind of do to the spawns on the opposing team? You know where they are. You they've moved out essentially. You've pushed in. Where are they going to be looking, and where do you want your teammates to follow up from that one?
So by pushing it right there, he kind of had an idea that by pushing into top of blue right there, he knew they couldn't be anywhere around there, right? They had to be underneath the base, or they had to be either at car or pink. As a result of the play, there was actually players on both sides, as this next overshield coming up right now is going to be critical for exceL's future in this game, to be honest with you, because they're down by 7 right now, and if they don't grab the overshield, they're going to allow players like exceL to grab that and just have extra health. So that's not something you want to be doing, but 2 players go down. I believe the overshield's actually picked up by xer, so he needs to make sure he's not melted right here. He's surrounded by exceL.
How many times
surrounded by lads players, and he gets taken out. But coming back to the point, by the player pushing into top blue right there, you have to have an idea. They're either at pink or they're either at car. There was actually players on both sides right there. So, yeah, unfortunate for the player pushing in, but check out the score, though. It was so close for the majority of the game, but now it's only 4 kills away for the lads to take this one.
I could be wrong, and tell me if I am wrong, but I believe the last 3 OSs we've seen picked up have all been exceL, and they've got no kills with it. Within seconds of picking it up, they've just been wrecked.
The last 2, definitely, yes.
They've just been wrecked every time. Players just absolutely dogpile onto them, beat the crap out of them, down they go. You're not allowed to make any work with this, and this could be a 10-kill lead. No, it's not. It's going to prove me wrong just as I say that. 49-41. exceL looking for this last kill. Riot's comes in, finds Shady overhanging on that car side. Down he goes. Game 2 then. The lads answering back in a nice way.
Yeah.
You know, that's 8 kills at the end there. It's a good little lead.
It is, and I think we just saw why exceL was 0 and 4 in scrims on that game type. I mean, we saw when they had control, they were pushing in way too early. They could have had a massive advantage by trapping the lads in the base, and instead they pushed in a little bit too early, allowed players to spawn out. Only 1 player spawned in, they only got 1 kill for their control, whereas on the lads side they just played it a little bit more patient, allowed all the spawners to spawn in the base and then trapped them in that way.
Can I ask why you think, even at this point, you know, fair enough, exceL, he's not the most kills, but when you look at the assists, he's got the highest in there. How does he keep the deaths so low? I just can't get my head around it. We mentioned earlier on about how sneaky he is, and I just don't get how he just keeps his deaths so low. It's incredible.
Yeah, sneaky Bran, I think definitely comes back to it, but the fact that he has more damaged Lunny as well, who has more kills than him.
So that would suggest he's not hanging back and baiting his teammates and just doing nothing.
No, he's just being a thorn in the side. It's really it's hard to put a label on Brandon Stones, right? It's hard to put a label on exceL as a player, because he's not really a supportive player. He's not really one of those players who flanks around. He's just a player who you just can't keep tabs on. It almost reminds me kind of Ramirez in movement, but also of Lunny in aim, and also of just a bunch of different players. There's just so many factors that go into him as a player and why he is regarded as the best in Europe. I mean, the stats he puts up, specifically in the deaths column, is just out of this world. He gives so much to his team, especially in Slayers. When you're not putting out many deaths at all, it helps your team out massively.
We always knew this guy were going to be a bit of a beast of a player back. We obviously went through Halo 4, we went back to Halo 3 in Europe, and these FFAs that were put on by the communities and the tournaments, Brandon Stones was winning a lot of them. I remember back at EGL, I think he tanked up maybe 3 Halo 4 FFAs back to back to back. The man is an absolute monster, and this has only transitioned into Halo 5. Kicking things off then, game number 3. If you are joining us, ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to the European Pro League week number 2. You are watching the lads versus exceL eSports. The lads, they did lose game number 1, which was Coliseum CTF. That was in a replay. Oh, exceL though, unfortunately, they did get answered back as the lads picked up that previous game, Regret TS. We've now moved into game number 3. We are here on the rig for Strongholds. Harry, really quickly while this one's just getting started, Strongholds on the rig. What's the meta? What do you want to be looking for? What are teams needing to do to get a big win on this?
So old school kind of summer season, even back to Worlds 2016, teams kind of identified as the 2 main strongholds that you want are the Nest and the Basement. Now, honestly, the main stronghold that you want is just that Nest, purely because it is so hard to push for, because the bridge is so exposed and you can get melted from players at Carbine as well as at Engine 2. So very important that teams have control of that Nest. Right now it's exceL, and you can see they are actually kind of pushing into a lead, because even if you lose the basement, you lose the BR base, you can easily flank round to the other one. Whereas if you lose the nest, it's so tough to get it back, because you can be put pressure on, you can be naded from like Minicat, you can be naded from Carbine over here. Like you can see Brandon Stones right there, Respectful actually trying to push in by himself to that nest. It's only halfway ticked for his efforts, and now they have the first kill and no reset is actually coming from exceL. But look at the pressure coming in from Engine 2, and if Shady straight lines this reset as he should, that's going to be, once again, Nest still in the control of exceL. So yeah, good job from them identifying the main stronghold on the map, and now all they have to do is formulate one push to either BR base or to the basement, and they'll regain scoring.
It's pretty good to see how between World Championships, though, the style of how you play strongholds has changed. Before it was, you know, try and lock down two, as you mentioned earlier at the start. Pick your two and try and lock them down, camp back a little bit, get a set up, you know, like old school Halos. You can't really get that in Halo 5 these days because it's just so damn fast. But, you know, kind of get a bit of a setup, sit back, keep them two. But now it's just push the triple. As you mentioned before, don't let the bleeding stop. If a team is pouring points, just keep it flowing, man. I
think Respectful was very annoyed with Lunny right there, because Respectful had both the scatter shot and the railgun in his position, and no doubt was saying, hey, Lunny, leave this camo for me, man. I got both these weapons that I can be sneaky with. And Lunny still grabs it anyway. So I think Respectful probably not the happiest with Lunny right now. And honestly, if Respectful goes down right here, if he has camo right there, he probably survives. He probably gets multiple +1s for his team, and that's going to allow his team to push around and maybe grab more strongholds. But we spoke about this Nest stronghold being very key to this game type. It's going to be Warlord at the moment, solo capping it and surviving and grabbing it as well. So even though it's the lads pushing through BR base right now, that's an easy kind of slayable area. They actually defend it, get the reset, and now look, Warlord being sneaky, taking down players with a scatter shot in Whitehall. This is very well played so far from exceL. Lads, they need to be very careful here, because it's actually exceL playing this game type very well.
It's just little niche things as well you see some of these pro players doing. And as a player and you start playing this game, you notice these things. But even when Warlord was capping Nest, you just saw him with no shield take the preemptive step out, just expecting someone to come around the corner. 1, 2, 3 members though of the lads, Harry. There's a lot of red X's over on that left-hand side.
Yeah, and check out this triple cap as well. The beauty of having Nest is that if players kind of split their resources and go 2 and 2 into basement as well as Nest, you can actually flank around the outside and take the enemy team's only stronghold and get some real points on the board as a result, and that's exactly what exceL did right there. If Morga right here can find Riots, which he can, and get this reset, that's going to maintain scoring there for exceL. That is big, absolutely. So yeah, that's just going to delay the push for a little bit. It's actually the lads with numbers right here. Shady is actually in a big fight, but he'll go down as well. So yeah, 2 kills there in the kill feed means a triple cap could actually be flipped in favor of the lads right here if Riots can take this key stronghold.
So we'll get back whacked once again, as we saw previously when he's trying to get a power weapon. It's going to be Mose who finds his hands with that railgun, and all of a sudden Respectful this time round, he's actually got the camo. Zer coming in with a nice double though. He's going to take down Mose. Now Mose did take him down initially, Harry, to get that railgun, so that power weapon should be transferring back into his hands, but it's actually Warlord who grabs it, so good power weapon usage here. Respectful though, what a massive double.
Yeah, massive double, definitely. They did surrender the nest, but they still kind of had the poor man's set up, as T-Squared would say, in basement and BR base. They're going to look to try and get that nest back for sure, but Respectful, you could see when he flanked back around to Engine 2, he heard his teammates calling out that they're trying to push for the nest. He actually identified the situation and the fact that there were 2 easy kills in the BR base and got the double, and that's going to maintain the lads scoring right now, and they still have this two stronghold setup right here. This is, again, more of an unconventional setup because of the way the enemy team spawns at nest. It's so easy for them to rotate round to that Engine 2 area and grab the BR base as a result. But again, Respectful, he's constantly getting kills for his team, constantly making sure his team have slays to push from. So if his team can work around him, it makes the game type so much easier for his team to play, because he's just constantly putting at least one player on respawn. Do it, son. Oh, I can't quite connect with the barrels though.
I mean, he's going to challenge him again. It was a questionable challenge before. You know, Morga were getting drilled from tower by a BR. He knows exactly where he is. He did push out, and he just got finished off straight away. Why you would give him 3 kills, I don't know. You know exactly where he's going to be. Love the play. Ground pound stall as well. Not only gets the thrust stall, gets the ground pound stall to hover there for a few seconds. Fair enough, he did go down, but a fantastic attempt, just abusing those abilities within Halo 5. Morga's going to try and opt to go, and again, ground pound stall and a thrust stall as well. doesn't actually end well for him either. Warlord with the railgun will choose to try and back off. Unfortunately, the grenades, they are too thick, they are too fast. Brandon's going to try and stay alive for a few seconds, but unfortunately that plasma grenade has put down. As you mentioned, rest in peace, friend.
Yes, rest in pieces. Shady did grab the camouflage, that burn. The nest currently in the hands of exceL, so if they grab the BR base right here, they will actually trade off basement and BR base. They need to be very careful of Lunny though, because he captures those players scampering away from the BR base. That's again going to be slays for his team. Potential for a triple right here if he only held on to it. Can't quite connect with that one though, but yeah, this is actually a very close game. I'm surprised at this. You know, exceL with the majority of nest control so far in the game, but that's actually going to transition over to the lads. Despite the majority of the nest control, it's been a very closely contested series so far, honestly. Even in this game number 3 right here. I mean, we've played so many game types in this series already. I mean, obviously we had the replay in game 1. I almost forgot what game type it is, but check it out. They're actually pushing for a triple right here. If Lunny's not careful, he actually could go down before he even grabs the BR base, and it's actually reset there from exceL. So this is a potential for a triple. If they can maintain this for a while, this game could be put to bed here from exceL.
I've got to ask, do you think exceL have just figured the lads out? Do you think they just know the weak spots here and they're just completely playing it against them?
Maybe. I mean, looking at scrim results, the lads 1-1 on this game type, exceL 3-3. So maybe the extra game time on this game type is helping out.
Oh, he backed it off the wall!
Yeah, is helping out exceL at the moment. As we're saying that though, exceL still scoring. Moz will go down, but yeah, that shot off the wall from Moz, very well played. A lot of players very privy to that now. Do you remember, which player was it? I believe it was Cristola.
It was Cristola, right over there in Engine 2, where he hit it off the roof and cracked him in the head.
That was the play that kind of turned everyone's head. It's become such a common thing now. We're even seeing North American pros, because of the scatter shot spread, actually bounce it off of the floor to get more of a tight spread and make sure all of those scatter shot bullets hit. So yeah, players definitely kind of figuring out the scatter shot late into Halo 5's lifespan. Respectful there going down before he can even grab Ness is going to allow exceL a few more points. And check out the score, 98-71.
Riots needs to save the day.
Is last alive. If he goes down, it's game. And it's game.
Yeah, there was an attempt. There was an attempt indeed. But exceL, they will claim victory in game number 3. And they're going to go up in the series.
This is a series.
Didn't
I say this is a series that exceL could win? It's definitely looking that way at the moment. Fair enough. It's only 2-1 at this moment in time, but they're really giving it to the lads at the moment. Right, it's just the 7 kills from him.
10 assists though.
Yeah,
the lad, you know.
10 assists, but you have to look at Lunny. I mean, he's doubling Riot's kill output and still maintaining those 10 assists as well. Once again, respectful. Lower deaths in the game. Definitely statting right there, playing for his stats, almost definitely. He's going to be keeping an eye on Halo Data Hive and making sure his KD is up there at the top of the league.
A quick look at this objective, Harry. Let's have a look and see what kind of players were pushing hard on these hills. They got, you know, at the top there, you can see Shady just running around, but getting the kills as well. You know, credit to the man, where credit's due. 3 defenses, 3 secures, 7 captures, and then at the bottom, fair enough, you got a negative 3.0 KDA coming out of Morga. But if you go back again and have a look at his stats on the strongholds, it's the secures for me. The man is clearly just running around thinking, all right, someone's in there. There was a clutch point, I believe it was Lunny, where he's doing the one-on-one where we were trying to go for the hill. He just kind of dive bombed him, stopped him getting that hill. So again, stats don't matter. It's all about objective when you're playing objective, and it's all about that W at the end of the game. exceL will claim victory, and boy, oh boy, do we have a series on our hands.
Yes, we do, and the next game type is very interesting because...
Explain to me.
Truth capture the flag.
Yes.
And think about the players on... This is no disrespect to exceL, but think about the players on the lads. Right, how many times on the old Fabi squad have we seen Moz flanking around the basement?
Yeah.
Respectful, flanking around the basement and just using his dominant shot and Lunny's accuracy as well. I spoke about it, actually highest on his team despite being with those 2 Fabi players. On a map like Truth, it's very important you're landing your shots. It's very important you're putting damage down. We saw SLG last week from Supremacy. He had 3.3 thousand damage against Invictus, and his accuracy was off the scale as well. So I honestly see this one going to the lads. I see this series being tied up 2-2, and from there, who knows? But again, we can't count exceL out. I mean, they've put on a show so far this series. Is definitely a series that they can win, and to get one step closer towards that, they have to win this capture the flag on Truth. However, worth noting, not a favourable game type for them. In scrims, they are 2-6.
As well, when we think back to last week, what happened to them on Truth, their hopes and dreams were crushed in that 49-49 with Batchford just up on, unfortunately for him, the king of P3, I want to say, surviving. They did go down. They had a 2-kill lead. Unfortunately lost it right at the end, so second time round here. Fair enough, it's not a Slayer, but it is still truth. Time to make amends. And look at that, how many people just dogpiled onto exceL, stop him from chasing that flag.
No overextenders. Yeah, no overextenders right here from the lads. Apart from Mo's, just about sneaking in. He needs a ball though. Why would you go for that play? And Shady lets him know. I was going to say, no overextenders means that's a free flag, but Mo's overextending at the last moment means the flag is on the move again.
No.
From exceL. Double cap, all from Mo's overextending. Again, you can't pin that all on Mo's, but him overextending at the last minute there is a free kill for exceL. There was no way of him stopping that. He really should have reeled himself in, and now look, they're down 2-0, backs against the wall within the first minute.
40 seconds. 40 seconds.
That's what happens.
2 flags in 40 seconds for exceL. That's massive.
Yeah, when you overextend poorly like that, good teams will punish you, and exceL, despite their scrim record, 2-6, they've played that very well. They identified that Mo's made a little bit of a mistake right there. I don't want to bash him too hard because, again, it wasn't all on him. It's a team effort, exactly. But yeah, the 3+1 there for exceL definitely paying dividends, and they got 2 flag captures in the first minute of the game.
I'm just looking to see if anybody's coming in here to try and stop Lunny from putting this one in the bag. Yes, they are, but Zer's there to finish him off. We've got exceL up in the corner. Can he get this? Oh my word! Dives out the way. Shady comes in with a beatdown. Stop exceL from getting a touch on that flag. Absolutely critical kill. In fact, they still managed to get it. So the flag's still alive. I actually thought they got a return on it. And there you have it. A clutch play. I thought they genuinely managed to scrape that one back. Unfortunately, they haven't, and all of a sudden, we do get a flag capture coming out of the lads, so they cut that deficit by 2 down to 1. This is a wild game.
It's a wild one, definitely. Mo's is in position to grab the new camo. He's just slammed that one in his chest and wins the battle versus Warlord as well. But that's kind of what happens, you know, that's kind of a difference between overextending as a team, as exceL did right there. They were literally moments away from that recap, all because 3 players overextended at once. In contrast to Mo's overextending just by himself and pushing into the base by himself, you know, it kind of hemorrhaged flag captures. And honestly, sometimes we use the term hemorrhaging deaths. It's not often you say hemorrhaging flag captures. And yeah, that's really how you should overextend as a team. They were moments away from that recuff, but the lads coming up clutch and making sure that flag capture is good. And now look, they're actually piling on the pressure here in the base. And Morga very rightly working with Zer right there, pushing back into their own base. Very important they clear that one out. But Riot's here cutting off that pink attic means that flag's going to be free to run, and actually gets 2 kills as a result.
And that flag will potentially be going in. Shady's there to at least grab it and throw it out, so that'll be downstairs. Mose is going to opt to leave it for his teammate to pick it up. He's going to try and get the return. Is any... No! That's going to be Zer. Does he get a touch? Yes, he does. Lunny's there to at least get a beat down. That flag's still out in no man's land. 1, 2, 3 members. They're all going down bottom, middle. In fact, they're not. They've opted to go back up. So that flag, that is going to be a re, you're right.
Yep. Oh, not quite though. They actually come up clutch.
No.
Oh my.
Mose, double.
That's...
Triple.
I thought for sure.
Mose saved the day.
I thought for sure that was the recap with Shady and Warlord both double hopping that recap. Again, the lads coming up clutch. This is crazy. They're responding in kind to exceL. They're not done in this series yet. Oh my.
So at least, you know, fair enough. As you mentioned at the start, you didn't want to bash him too much. Mose did overextend. They did get that double cap back to back, but then he comes in with a triple. And what a time to clutch up. Triple kill comes in. He stops that one. We're going to see another one bagged here for the lads. We're all drawn up 2-2. Oh, something reminds me of game number 1.
Oh,
I'm getting flashbacks.
Definitely does. But when we were looking kind of at the schedule this week, we honestly thought this would be the weakest series to watch. No offense to either team, but it was very important for exceL to win this one. The lads, not so much. But look at this series so far. Both these teams going absolutely head-to-head. This has been a really fun series so far to cast.
1, 2, 3, 4 members of exceL. They're all kind of tanked up in that corner. And now they're getting pinched, Harry. They're getting boxed up. They're getting all... Make that 3. Now all of a sudden there's only 1 left. And he's gone. And I think you can kind of talk me through this one a little bit. They were all together in a block. Why would you stand together like that as a unit.
Well, it worked for them in Coliseum, if you remember correctly. The last flag actually here being run. They have 3 down here as well, so this really should be game here for the lads. I'm not sure who's up there. Lenny actually jumps up himself, and that's going to be the game. But yeah, wow, despite the 2 flag captures in the first 40 seconds for exceL, they don't win the game.
So, who do we give... How does this one work out?
There were so many things that happened in that game.
I know, but I don't know. What kind do you say more? Do you say that exceL tilted a little bit and choked? Or do we say that the lads clutched it to cap 3 back-to-back-to-back?
I think the lads definitely clutched it. I mean, it was their kind of anti-goal line stands, if that makes sense, right? Where the flag is about to be captured. So many times, teams aren't coordinated enough to pull off those clutch touches and kill players on the return. There was a point on the second flag capture they got where I called it. I said it was a return on the casting, and I was completely wrong because despite Shady and Warlord both double hopping that ring, not quite sure if they jumped on it at the same time, they both went down. And it takes a lot of teamwork to take 2 players out on a recover, and lucky they did so, because now we're all tied up in this series, and that is definitely going to be tilting for exceL. You're right. I mean, they had a chance to go 3-1 up in this series. They captured 2 flags in the first 40 seconds, the perfect start to the game, really, and they still didn't come out with a win.
Heartbreaking. Honestly, I have no idea how this series is going to go down. We could potentially be seeing a game number 7, but the one thing that I still want to say, the light at the end of the tunnel for these guys, even if they lose this series, which I'm not trying to say they will or kind of curse them, but still taking 2 maps against a team like the lads is good early on because of their map win ratio percentages. If we come down to draws and stuff, they're going to have a better percentage, which could potentially see them through to Atlanta. Still plenty of work to do. This series is not over by any means. So moving into the Plaza Team Slayer. Game number 5. Make sure you tweet this stream because honestly, I can't say which way this is going to go. I really can't. I'm now going to be looking at exceL. Whether they get absolutely slapped about on Plaza, because if they do, you really know the loss of that last game is going to be hurting them. They're going to be tilted, they're going to be annoyed, and whether the teamwork and things fall apart, this will be the telltale sign, because we could really see potentially the lads just steamroll these next 2 game types. If they kind of kick them when they're down, so to speak, and just roll. I don't want them. I think roll over and show the belly is the way you put it.
Yep.
I don't want to be seeing exceL doing this, and it's going to be a telltale story.
Yes, definitely. This next game is huge for exceL because the lads right now, they have the momentum. They broke the momentum of exceL in that last game. Like we said, they got the first 2 flag captures. It was the perfect start for them. For them to come back and win 3-2 in a game where you hemorrhage flag captures in the first minute or so of the game, to come back and win that really is momentum breaking, because don't forget it was exceL who won the game before that as well, so they really could have snowballed from there. Slayer on Plaza, this, like we said, is going to be the telltale sign. If they can grab the sniper and put some kills on the board with it, definitely winnable for them. They have to remember the overshield as well, but yeah, this game type definitely favors the more drilled squad, and it's definitely exceL that are more practiced, so just watch out for that going forward. They're actually 2-5 on this game type in scrims, but like we said, scrims not really the most reliable source of information, but also they have more game time on this map than the lads do. Lads only played 3 games, 1 and 2 on this map, so again, watch out for that going forward, and Shady with the snipe and Zer with the overshield is the perfect start for them here on Plaza.
So, taking a wander around, let's have a look at some of the players. Look who's got a sniper rifle, the Frenchman himself, Shady hardscoping in on Cafe. We're going to turn off these player outlines. Just like old times, we don't know what's coming, and, I love seeing this, especially at some of the events. You just have no idea. You're watching down the barrel of the scope, and anything can happen. Anything like that, where you get a no-scope and your teammate does give you some support, so they're really helping out Shady. Unfortunately, though, Riots is left unchecked, Harry. That's a big kill. Yeah,
it is a big kill, and lucky for the player right there that the sniper needed a reload, because that man would
have got that.
Yeah, he would have got it. We saw on Coliseum he was hitting those all day long. Sniper's still up, and it's going to be more going to grab that one, and there we go. So Yeah, Sniper changing hands early. For now, the objective for exceL, you can see on the player outlines, most of the lads trapped in Tram and Yard. Make sure they stay there and allow Morga to go to work with this sniper. He's checking the blue spawns, but doesn't quite have all the information readily available to him that most of the lads players are trapped around that area. That's really a shot he should have hit, and he knows it too. Makes up for it, though, on that tough one on Lunny. Very nice from him.
I expected to see him watching top gold. Instead, though, he gets the call. Look at this aggressive push and look at where his teammates are flooding to. I like how he's just following behind. They're kind of leading the charge, clearing a path, and then he can kind of get into a position where they can set up. One of his teammates goes back to give him some support. Because if he's left on his own here, not only will he die, he'll also lose a very big power weapon.
Yeah. This is why I love having the player outlines on. Obviously, it's great to see the action as the players see it. Not sure if Morga's actually aware for this player.
He's
just
sneaking.
down there in the loop. He will know about
now
him now.
Happened, yeah.
Oh, almost gets traded off. But the reason I love having the player outlines... Oh, he hits the no-scope on the player picking up the overshield. That is a huge kill from Morga.
I have never seen anything like that. Nails the shot, first time. OS guy goes down, and that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt.
I've never seen anything like that. That is the most clutch shot I think we've ever seen in the European Pro League.
Completely off record. I've now seen the barrel kill twice, so the barrel's definitely in play this game.
Okay, yeah, MVP.
MVP is back. We've seen him a few times in Pro League.
Does he have more kills than any of the players? Same amount of kills as Mo's so far, so yeah, definitely watch out for that.
That no scope though.
It was on the fact
he's got a double again.
It's an incredible shot, no doubt. But on the player picking up the overshield to burn that player off, it just elevates that clip to a next level.
Oh, I see you have the overshield.
Nah.
It would be nice if somebody took it. Down he goes, reversal. Mo's not having the best of games, unfortunately, as he falls again. I think there's only about 3 kills in the bag for him. 17-21. exceL certainly have woken up, and they're not on full tilt as we expected them to be. 2-2 is your current series score. 22-19. Respectful picking up the sniper rifle, wants to try and tie this one up and really get his team in check. Only a 3-kill deficit, 8:20 remaining on the clock, Harry, so everything's still to play for. But talk to me about where he is. He's fair enough, he's down here on Hotel, unfortunately, on his own.
Yeah, tough kind of position to play right there. He wanted to try and pick up that player that was peeking top gold. Very easy to hit that shot when you're down at Hotel, but we can see exceL doing very well right here, pushing out early. What I did want to say was, with the 8-minute mark approaching, that overshield's coming up. So you want to make a team decision and push to either where Morga is right there towards the nest, so you can sprint around and have a lot of cover towards top middle to pick up that overshield, which is coming up soon. Or try and get to blue where Lunny was. He was just sniped though, and now it's going to be the overshield into the hands of Morga, who made the play on the last one. If he's not careful right here, he could be noob comboed, and I do believe he is. So that's that overshield, definitely a non-factor, but he's going to ground pound down and is bagging the floor to let him know too. And check it out, 9-kill lead from exceL. The questions have been answered so far in this game. It's definitely on the lads.
No.
And Morga's just bagging everyone he sees.
How many kills is this man on? Is he? Let's have a quick look. Bring it up in a second. 12 kills here for Morga, doing incredible stuff. Curse of the caster, as soon as we do that and call him out, he actually goes down. Warlord still with the sniper. As soon as you turn off that player outlines, a face appears, and unfortunately his life is ended. So they're going to be spawning over here as well and running towards him. Now he's going to run away. But look at the support, Harry, on the screen. You can see the dot on the radar. We did just capture a glimpse of this player. Jumps up into the cafe window, and here comes the push.
Yeah, here comes the push, and actually they're going to think better of it. And I think that's a wise play. Actually, I'm not too sure. I mean, they could have pushed in. I was going to say it was a wise play because if Warlock gives up this sniper, it allows them back into the game, but it's only got 1 bullet in it. So I almost would like to see them just try and push in and try and trade off that player, because otherwise it's just a needless +1 for the lads to grab.
I mean, you say that, Harry, you kind of mentioned how you didn't like it initially, but the one thing I did like is how all of them said, okay, one's down, let's back off. Sometimes when you watch these teams, you'll have these scrappy players that don't read the call and they'll just go in on their own and they'll give away needless deaths. But the better side of that is that they all backed off together.
So check it out right now. What we have at the moment is exceL trapped in the yard. I want to swap over to Zer right here because he's got the plasma pistol. The overshield comes up soon, as well as the sniper. The sniper's already on the field, but I like the decision from the lads right here to push 2 over to blue so they prevent any of the exceL players trying to get to blue to get to that overshield. The next man in the area for the overshield is going to be Morga. He had the timing on the last one and he grabs this one too. Very important he did so because if exceL don't grab this overshield and Morga goes down right there, instead of being up by 8, despite him being drilled in the back right here, they would have been down by 6. So, excuse me, they would have been up by 6. So, yeah, very important that exceL grab this overshield because Riot still has the sniper, and if they get the overshield as well, it basically just allows the lads back into the game. Now, for exceL, they just need to calm it down and let Morga go to work because he still has a little bit of overshield left, although that's gone now. The next objective for them, get the sniper out of the hands of Riot.
How has Moles not seen him? He's looking elsewhere, and Riot has dragged this sniper rifle back, but look on screen.
Uh-oh.
This is potentially a lag out, maybe, so we'll get confirmation, bring it back to the casters for just a second, and then we'll find out exactly what's going on in the background. Apologies for that one. We said earlier on we haven't had any issues whatsoever.
You cursed it.
I cursed it.
Yeah.
Don't blame me.
Why is it my fault?
I'm blaming you.
Why?
Because you're Harry Channon.
Yeah.
Still getting it right.
Yeah, good job.
Now I know your name, I'm happy.
But what have I done? I was just doing the controller thing.
You know what we can do?
What?
Blame Dan. It's your fault.
Daniel Gaskin.
Daniel Gaskin.
Naughty.
You ginger child.
Come on, back to the basement. Come on.
Back to the basement.
Yeah, I was gonna. I don't know.
I was
gonna go with under the cupboard under the stairs, but then I remembered.
You look more like Potter than he
Potter
does.
He does.
Yeah.
He's Ron Weasley.
Is he?
We need to send him a howler. Mr. Gaskin. Looks like we're back in the game.
Yeah, we're back in. He's actually let us in, and all of a sudden it's 49-36. This is interesting.
I'm playing. Hi guys. I'm gonna hide in this corner.
Yep. This is.
I'm on the blue team.
Everything's kind of gone wrong here. The observer mode has put her back in.
Go lads, you've got this. I mean, exceL.
Oh yeah. Oh, there it is. It didn't actually. No one killed him. I don't know what kind of went on there. We do apologise. We'll get confirmation from the admins that everything, because at the end of the day, this is all needs to be above board. We have a team in the back that will assess it, make sure everything happened perfectly. It looks like we got booted out of Observer and then put back in as a player.
I know what happened.
Okay.
exceL were choking that lead, and they were like, "We need reinforcements. Let's get Wonderboy in. Let's get Wonderboy in."
Is that what they did? They dragged you in as a team member?
We've been watching his stream. We think he can hack it in the Pro League. Let's put him in. Come on, let's draft him in.
Serious note though, we will get confirmation in the back from our admins to make sure everything we're happy. The teams have played it out. Everything's all good to go. Rock and roll. And it's all good.
It looked like exceL won that game.
Say that again, sorry?
exceL won the game.
Straight up?
So, if the result stands, it's currently 3-2 in the series to exceL.
Well, we have had confirmation. Nothing happened derogative to any of the players. It didn't impact the game whatsoever. So the score will stand, and exceL, they will take the victory. No one killed you then whatsoever.
I was ready to play,
Everything's fine. Everything's good. We're going to move on. We're going to move into this game. Number 6. exceL potentially taking this best of 7 series.
Eden Strongholds, Game 6.
Strongholds. It's a bit wild. It's a bit wild.
It's a bit of a wild one, isn't it?
It's a bit of a wild one, especially on Eden. Now, the people who do like Eden are French people.
Yes.
And there's a French player on exceL. I'm just gonna go this complete direction. The French like Strongholds.
Top tier analysis.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
The French like Strongholds. There's a Frenchman
on exceL. Therefore,
exceL will win.
Ergo, exceL winning this. I like it. If you're looking
Works.
at scrim results, exceL actually have, once again, more game time on this game type. They are 3-5 in scrims, so 3 wins, 5 losses. The lads have only played it 3 times. They are 1-2, so just the 1 win for them. Yeah, Eden Strongholds. Every 2 minutes, this game type changes, right? We said it a lot on the broadcast last week. Very important that you get the rockets every 2 minutes, because that guarantees you, essentially, the overshield control. You're gonna have the rockets in turbine. The overshield spawns in the pit, so if you have the rockets in turbine, you can look down on the overshield. You have height control. You obviously have those rockets as well to allow you to grab the overshield a little bit easier, because you can kill any players pushing on those. The counter to the overshield is going to be that thing right there on your screens, the camouflage. So if you don't get in a position to grab the overshield and rockets, make sure you get that camouflage to take that player out of the game.
So here we go then, rock and roll. Can exceL seal the deal? Can they take down the lads and honestly mix up this Pro League? If they did, I have no idea what's going to happen with the rest of the summer season.
Yeah, no idea. Red team definitely favored to grab the overshield off the start, and it's going to be Moz to grab that one. He's going to leave the rockets first of all because he wants to take exceL's home base from underneath them, and this is how you really start to escalate into a triple cap early on. Grabbing that overshield and pushing the enemy's home base is a very, very good way to do so, but it's actually exceL who grabbed the slays. 3 down for a moment right there for the lads means it's going to be probably exceL to start scoring, but Moz is a one-man wrecking crew right here, taking down 2 with that overshield rocket combo. Could be 3 in a row if he gets this, and will just about get it too. Not the stronghold as well though, so just the one stronghold being captured in the game so far.
So just to confirm, because everything in the back, the admins have looked at it, spoke to the players, and I want you guys at home to be confident and know exactly what's going on. All that happened in the previous game, the Observer Xbox dropped. That's all it was. We got knocked back to the lobby, went back in as a player, fortunately, but there was no kill from it whatsoever. It all played out as normal. By the time we got in, the game was already over. Score stands, nothing's affected whatsoever. It's play on. As you mentioned, Harry, earlier on, good start from Moz, finishing off potentially, which they do, round this off with a triple cap as well. So now, here comes the real aggression of lads, the one that we kind of been missing so far this series.
Yeah, there's a couple of objectives right here for exceL in the next 30 or so seconds. Check out the timer in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. When that ticks down to 10 minutes, the 10-minute mark, that rocket launcher is going to be coming up. So desperate team for strongholds right there from exceL, excuse me, isn't really the kind of play you want to be making at this kind of juncture of the game. They will break the triple, which is their first objective. The next one, get away from this tower. If anything, Lonnie just wants to keep them here, and that's kind of what he's doing by contesting that.
Because
as long as exceL are at this tower, they're so far away from those rockets. And check it out, Moz has grabbed those. This is what we were talking about. Once you grab these rockets, you're in such a great position to look down on top of the overshield, and it pretty much guarantees your team that power up.
I was just about to say lovely trigger discipline previously to beat down the guy with the rocket and then kill him with a gun instead. He then commits suicide on the next one, but fair enough, you know, if they get the plot, then happy days.
Just remember this moment in time though, because that could be a big swing play. Warlord has the rockets and the overshield. They were down 43-0. And if that changes from now on, it's all thanks to that one play from Warlord, or the misplay, if you will, from Moz. So just something to look out for if they're able to grab slays off of this overshield rocket combo and put a good chunk of control on the board as 3 down for the lads.
Grenade does go down, doesn't find any hit markers though. We will see Lunny moving up on the old camo position on the little platform there. We're going to see Warlord just back off so he doesn't get hit by any of these grenades. Another one coming in, unfortunately though. He will not be able to get out of the way of that one. One more player though, crouching down, hides out of the way. That's going to be exceL. So they can take control of Catwalk. Looking down now onto Blue Bend. I like what exceL's doing, kind of sit back here, but he needs to keep his eyes here. Oh, look at Warlord. That is a fantastic position to be in.
Yeah, it is. And we spoke about it on the broadcast last week. When you want to take Red Nest, the #1 player you want to take out is the player playing in Warlord's position. That player at Red Nest or in red will actually shoot Lunny there. He will outshoot him actually, and now look, he's actually able to flank behind a couple of the lads, but Respectful's aware of that play, definitely well called out, but check it out. 15 seconds till the next rockets, the overshield coming up just after that. Don't forget the camouflage as well, and it's going to be exceL with the triple cap and definitely control for now.
So time's going to keep on ticking here for exceL. We're going to see Respectful just creeping around. You're pointing something out, my friend. What have you seen?
With the rockets coming up right now and the overshield just afterwards, very confusing as to why exceL are putting so many resources towards the top catwalk right there. Shady is able to soar in with height from mid-cat, and that definitely helps his team out. But yeah, I'm honestly not too sure as to why there were so many players at tower right there. Might be worth asking them at some point in the future. But yeah, that's exactly why. When you grab the rockets, you can basically get a free power-up in the overshield. And now, surely they will break this control from exceL, and they could even push a triple right here as well. So this could be very deadly here for exceL. But they do get the reset, on the catwalk. So yeah, that's, not too sure why there were so many players from exceL up at the tower right there. Definitely not the ideal place to be when the rockets and the overshield are coming up.
So double kill coming out of Riots. He will at least stop the angle over on Blue Bend. Respectful comes in with a perfect kill as well. And now He's just going to wait back. Doesn't really have to rush at this moment in time. He can keep eyes on Red Nest and also keep an eye on that barrel, Sunshine. So someone cops for you from that catwalk area, you are dead. All of a sudden, as soon as we're talking, we see a nice push coming out of exceL. They'll move into Blue Ben, take that one back. And now he's going to advance over to Security Tower. Try and have a look for this camo when it's going to be popping up. Keeps his eyes on Blue Bend. And now he's going to wait for this back swack. There we go. Read it like a book.
Yeah.
Read it like a book.
He did, and we saw him kind of make a half decision to go towards blue catwalk, you know, when he wanted to try and push back towards the tower. He kind of did a double take. Do I want to go to blue or do I want to go to tower? I think it was the right play to make, because if you push blue right there, if you're respectful, you have no help at all. Instead, he makes an individual play from hiding in kind of that blind spot, and that's something that Respectful has done very well throughout this series, utilizing the blind spots, that kind of old school Halo 3 gameplay where you can hide in corners and really outfox the other team now, especially with this radar out of the game. So very, very nice gameplay there from Respectful, and despite Morga grabbing the rockets, I don't think it's going to be enough for exceL to get back in this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to game number 7. Make sure you tweet this stream. This is incredible. exceL versus the lads. exceL taking 3 maps off of the lads and pushing this game number 7. That is huge. Quick look at the stats before we dive on in to this final map. In theory, it's actually 8 maps because we had that replay at the start.
True.
This one has gone all the way. It's going to be a late night.
It is. And the stats really just the lads outslaying exceL, honestly. Nothing really standing out. I mean, -6 from Shady, definitely not the best kind of stat line, but it was just the plays being made on the power-ups and the power weapons once again from the lads that set them apart from exceL. There were numerous times in the game where they just made big plays on the overshield. Fair enough, Warlord stole that one away from exceL. Excuse me. Warlord stole that one away from the lads. But outside of that, it really was just the lads grabbing almost every single overshield. And fair enough, the camouflage is the counter to the overshield. You want to grab it, but it's not enough. You have to be at least contesting that overshield and make the enemy team burn it.
I don't know what to say.
We've seen some crazy things this series.
It's gonna go all the way down to the wire, and it is doing. The rig on Slayer will be game number 7 for this week 2, match number 1. We are 2.5 hours into the Pro League, and we're only at the end of the first series. Okay. Honestly, we don't care. There's no American Pro League to go into tonight. You're happy to stay here and watch some incredible EU action.
Oh, Halo.
We got the Viva la Revolution after this one. The 2 French monsters of supremacy and divine domination going up against one another, and then at the end of it, we got a biggie. We got a biggie, baby. Infused Invictus. Pretty much, I think we said match of the week, potentially?
Match of the week, match of the century, match of the league, in my opinion. That's going to be a league-defining matchup.
A barn burner is what you call it.
Barn burner.
A barn burner.
We got to complete this barn burner.
All right, guys, rock and roll. Please, please, please tweet the stream. Use the hashtag HCS. If you're a pro player out there, if you've got a Twitch, host the stream as well. We got some awesome action for you guys at home tonight. First 2 point. No, it was first kill. I'm thinking it's we're back on strongholds. First 2 kills will go in the hands of the lads.
Yeah, sniper going to be a big factor in this game, in my opinion, and it is going to be Riot's to pick that one up. But check out Warlord taking him out instantly. Respectful to last alive for quite some time right here. He does have this power weapon to play with and kind of defend himself, and you can see once again, that's kind of what I was talking to when we were back on the rig for strongholds. The way players have started to kind of adapt their playstyle with it, the way they shoot the floor to try and tighten up that spread, to bounce the scatter shots off of the floor and tighten up that spread to make the kill a little bit more guaranteed. We saw that there a little bit from Respectful, but it's going to be Morgan with the snipe, and he's got camouflage to play with it as well, except that's run out, so no camo in play.
Does miss the initial shot as one person comes steaming out of white on this outside catwalk. Shady goes down as well in the kill feed. 1, 2, 3 members of exceL. They're all dead. We're going to see Zer, last man standing. Just been a bit of a nuisance over at Tower 1. We're going to see the fresh scatter shot will come, and it will fall in the hands of a lads player. Scoping down, making sure there's no more players just hovering around. And the tendency, I mean, he's in the best place with the sniper, let's be real. He's got a scatter shot to his left-hand side, Harry, blocking anybody. It's going to be Riots on the outskirts. Blocking anybody coming up. Christ, game 7. More than pride's on the line here. Thank you, Flash. That's kind of how we're feeling right now. There is a lot on the line. There's implications in this league and potential spots at Atlanta.
Yeah, definitely. And the worrying thing for exceL is that so far this game, it's not going their way. With the camouflage coming up in the next 10 or so seconds, it was Morga to grab the first one from exceL. But right now, the entire map control is in the hands of the lads. The Slay's going in their favor as well. They are doubling the Slay output from exceL, and they just grabbed the camo with Respectful as well. So no scatter shot for exceL, no sniper for them, and no camouflage either. This is going to be a tough one to come back from.
Yeah, this isn't nice whatsoever.
Oh my.
As another player will lose his brain. And honestly, I just kind of want to watch this one play out, to be fair. There's not really much can be said. As you mentioned, Harry, they had all the toys, they had all the goodies. They've now got map control. They don't have to rush, they don't have to push. exceL have to do the dog work. They have to do the heavy lifting. They have to push the lads. But unfortunately, we got a camo, we got a sniper in the hands of Respectful, and he's more than happy to find a few faces and crush a few skulls.
Beautiful angle there as well, but very worrying the fact that, yeah, once again, the new snipers come up and Respectful's just picked that one up. Though he is the last alive, so if I'm exceL right now, I'm pushing forwards. I'm putting pressure on these carbine spawns. If you know Respectful's over here with this new snipe, you can't let him do this. You can't let him grab that new snipe when he's last alive and get away like that. They really should have pushed him, collapsed on those spawns. And yeah, if he goes to work with this sniper, it's basically all of exceL's doing, because Respectful there was last alive, and yeah, you can't let him get away with a second sniper in a row, and they deserve everything that's coming to them right now if Respectful starts landing some faces.
21-13, 8 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock. A lot of work to do from the side of exceL, but hey up, this could be an easy kill as he comes flying around the corner.
The bait is beautiful.
Jebaited.
Jebaited.
And a second. Give me a third, Sunshine! There it is! See you later. It's not a triple, but I tell you what, it's a bloody good set of kills. Respectful is an absolute monster.
No, exceL, you regret letting him get away with that sniper now? That's why you should have pushed him, boys. This man just does not ever miss with this weapon. Look at him just lining up no scopes. The wall prevents him from grabbing that one, but not only do they have to contest with Respectful right now, running Riot with this snipe, they also have Riots himself with the scatter and camouflage. So yeah, this is pretty much done and dusted for a Game 7.
If you thought you had issues before, well, let me tell you, I've got news for you, Sunshine. As you mentioned, Respectful with one set of tools with the sniper rifle, trying to get some angles over here, and on a running Riot still, I do believe. And then you've got Riots himself, camo, scatter. I like the player, back off, why bother pushing in? You've got a power weapon, you've only got one bullet, he will go down. That power weapon could be an easy kill for Warlord should he find a player up close and personal. Lunny just hands Shady a care package and says, here you go,
dude,
take that and get out of here. Respectful comes in with the cleanup. Please be, oh God, if he'd hit that.
Respectful is just disgusting, man. How can you let this guy get away with snipers, man? He was last alive. You should have pushed him, exceL. This game is near enough over. Barring a miracle, there is nothing that can get exceL back in this game.
Simpsons meme. Stop it. He's already dead. Oh, sit back and enjoy the ride, ladies and gentlemen. Because I tell you what, the lads, they are on fire. Mr. Brandon Stones himself with that sniper rifle, who we will have an interview with after this matchup. 21-35, kill gun in the hands of Shady. It's not over until it's over. You know, we've seen games like this, Harry. Comebacks, they are real. They are rare, but they're real.
They need a miracle. They really do. I mean, the miracle is grab the sniper, stay alive, grab the camouflage, stay alive, make sure you get the scatter shot too. But you can see on the observer mode panels, top left of Riots actually still has the scatter in his back pocket. Whether he still has ammo in that thing, even if he doesn't, which he actually does. But even if he didn't, he was keeping it out of the hands of the enemy team. They don't grab the sniper, it's going to be Lunny with that one, and Respectful, Riots and Lunny all combining to take that player down right there. And yeah, just 12 kills away. exceL, they need to watch their deaths. They need to get the power weapons out of the hands of the enemy team. And uh-oh, it's Brandon Stones with the sniper again.
He's going to run, though. He does have a teammate there to give him some support using the Spartan charge. For about the third or fourth time we've seen him now, just using it to get round corners. Catches the camo guy. Camo guy goes for a ninja. Not today, my friend. See you later, Morgar, as he will go down. Eyes on the prize up at Tower 2. Grenades go down. No hit markers will be found. One player goes flying through the air. Most comes in with double, gets answered back and trades off at least with Zer. But they only need 8 more kills, Harry. They're just going to count this one down.
Yeah, absolutely.
The start of Deadpool, where he's kind of counting down the bullets, counting down the kills.
He is, man. This guy is off the charts crazy.
Let's count him down.
It's just a respectful show, and I hate to keep going on about it, but dude, you like I'm shaking my head. I'm shaking my head, man. Like, how could you just rewind? Just rewind back to the start of this game where Respectful was last alive and grabs the snipe and stays alive when he was already weak. Just go back to that. And if exceL make that kill happen, none of those kills, none of those snipes from Respectful happen. And remember, every kill you get with a snipe is untradeable, and as a result, the lads will stake in a game.
I'm going to applaud that one. Absolutely.
I'm going to applaud it too.
Brandon Stones, Respectful man of the hour. What an absolute machine this young boy has become. Incredible stuff from him. We'll bring up the stats in just a second to show you.
You don't want to see it.
Is it disgusting?
You don't want to see it.
Look at the deaths.
It's
how the living hell do you go plus 17 in a game 7?
Just Brandon Stones things, man.
Some American team needs to pick this guy up. He is literally world class.
Power weapon kills.
19.3 KDA, 2.6k damage.
12 sniper kills. Sorry, 11. 11 sniper kills.
Oh, just
that's okay then.
Casual running riot. Why not? This is fine. This is fine.
Again, exceL, they came so close throughout this series to push the lads to a game 7. Let's take nothing away.
Yeah,
is remarkable, and honestly, they'll be kicking themselves that they didn't win this series because it's a winnable series for them.
It is, but there is light at the end of this tunnel, and I want to make sure that everyone's aware of this because this is so good for them. Later on in the leagues, this league progresses, Harry. Taking 3 maps off of the lads is huge. For their map win ratio at the end, it's so big when we come down because, again, there's only 4 spots, but there's only 6 teams. Every single win, every single map counts, and the more you can get, the better it's going to be as we get closer to weeks number 4 and weeks number 5. Awesome stuff from both teams. They absolutely played their hearts and souls out. Some amazing work from players. You know, every single player had their own, pretty much their own series. We saw Morga going off in the Plaza TS. We saw Moz going off, I believe it was in the Collie.
I just need to see the no-scope from Morga again on the overshot guy. One of the sickest shots I've ever seen, honestly.
I love your angle POV, by the way.
This one, was it right here? Super slow-mo.
Oh, this could be it.
Out after the clamber.
Oh, big shout out to Joe Fenney in the back. He's a Halo fan. He's doing the replays, so he's getting all of the best clips for us. Good man, Joe, because that is... And obviously the production team for knowing... Yeah, it's awesome. Big shout out to the guys in the back. So without them, we wouldn't have half of this stuff on screen, but... Yeah, and then this show. This just was... It was a showcase.
It's just disgusting.
How to use a sniper rifle by Brandon Stones.
And then this one.
And then this one.
And then this one. And then this one. It's just disgusting. There's no other words for it.
Amazing. Oh, what else do we say?
What? At the start